Hello YouTubers, Benign Chaos here, bringing you the latest week in gaming as seen through the eyes of yours truly. I'm gonna have to be a bit quiet this time because I've got my dog here with me and he's had a chaotic day at the vet, so I'm gonna have to keep my voice down. He's tired. Poor puppy. Anyway, first order of news. Uh, as it so happens, I've only been playing indie games aside from Kid Icarus, obviously, because I'm still addicted to that game. But uh, the game that I've been spending an inordinate amount of time playing compared to how long ago I bought it, Hack Slash and Loot, I recently got on Steam on PC on PC, and it's really grabbed me. When I first got it, I didn't like it at all. Um, the only reason I got it, I think it was on sale when I got it, but uh, it just came out recently, and I saw it and figured, hey, you know what? I loved Lindley's Dungeon Crawl, which is a free dungeon crawl game you can get online. Very good, very bare bones in terms of graphics, but very fleshed out at the same time for gameplay and just depth of the game. And I picked up Hack Slash and Loot expecting something similar, but with better graphics, more retro graphics in terms of old school pixelated games instead of ASCII. But what I got seemed very watered down, and one of the things that really bothered me at first was the fact that it's not so much meant to be controlled with the keyboard, much like Lindley's Dungeon Crawl, but much more with the mouse. And you can control it with a keyboard, but honestly, it's a bad idea. Now that I've spent more time playing it, you'll want to play with the mouse. It's practically allows quick travel. One of the things that I didn't realize at first, but really made the game a lot better. Um, and takes a lot of the tedium out of these classic dungeon crawl kind of games is on the you get a mini map at the bottom of the screen, and you can click somewhere on the mini map to go there, and it's not quick travel, so to speak. You're not going to teleport, but your character will walk there automatically. And you can do stuff like that all over. If there's somewhere really far away on your actual playing map, you can click there as well, and your character will go there. And after spending a couple, maybe an hour, half an hour of pure frustration with the game, I really started to like it, and I think I've spent around 9 hours with this game now, which is kind of ridiculous. When you play the game, if any of you play the game, um, you will get frustrated. You're going to die a lot, but something that you can do that I learned from reading on the forums. Um, First of all, as you play, you're going to unlock characters. This is at least some of the characters you get just by dying enough times. Now, if you don't want to hear me give this next part away, stop listening, and I'll give you a little number for or the time for when I stop talking about this, so that you can skip ahead if you'd like. But you will unlock the Enchantress after dying about 20 times, I believe, in this game. Take the Enchantress and do the mission Mask of the Boy King, I believe. And whatever you do, do not drop your enchanted bow. This is the key to getting your first win. Now, I haven't been able to win, actually, um, but I've gotten a heck of a lot farther than I did with any other combination of character and quest. So if you're thinking about trying this game out, um, go for that combo once you get it, or just mess around if you didn't want to hear me say that. Anyway, the second game that I've been spending a lot of time with is Capsized, which isn't so much a new game, but very fun nonetheless. This is also another game that I got on Steam and is very, very pretty. This is pretty much the only reason I bought it was because it was so beautiful. You play as an astronaut with a jetpack at times, but for the most part you have like a grappling hook and a gun. You can pick up other guns as you play with limited ammo, but your basic one is kind of a pea shooter with a Mega Man style charge on it. But you aim with the mouse, so it's not just shoot forward, you shoot in all directions you want. Um, and the game's a bit floaty, but it's so beautiful. And the gameplay is it's hard. Honestly, it's really hard. Uh, and I've been spending a lot of time with this, not nearly as much time as I spent with hack slash and loot, but still quite a bit of time. And it's hard. Yeah, I don't know what it's hard not to fixate on that. I'm having quite a bit of difficulty with it. You get multiple lives, so it's not like when you die you go back to the beginning. But I've been dying a lot. But it's totally forgivable because it's such a beautiful game. I do have a couple complaints about it, and if you don't want to hear me say stuff like this, skip ahead by the number of seconds I indicate uh, in the video as I'm talking now, because I know that for me at least, sometimes when someone points out something bad about a game, I can't stop seeing it after that. But here goes. One thing that bothered me eventually about the game is that the music, if I remember correctly, only has one track and it's continuous. And while it's a very nice track of music, it gets tiring. And I could very easily see myself not noticing this unless someone told me. Unfortunately, I noticed on my own. Poop. The second thing is that this game involves some weird physics-based stuff, and have been a couple times where I've gotten myself stuck in certain places and started to panic because I thought I totally screwed myself over. And this has actually only really happened twice, I believe, but the number of times that I actually was able to get myself into this panic was not really cool. One would hope that you would always feel like you knew when you made a mistake or when you could get out of a sticky situation, but there were many times where I thought I'd have to restart, and that's something of a bump in the road when playing this game. Other than those two minor blips, I suppose, the game is really good. It sounds great, it looks great, and the gameplay is pretty addictive and challenging, so I would definitely recommend checking that out if you like this kind of thing. The third game that I tried this last week was Offspring Fling. This is another PC game, but is not available on Steam, as far as I can tell, but it is oh so cute. Uh, you play as a small woodland creature that kind of looks like Pikachu. It's yellow, very fat Pikachu, and that thing from that anime. Whatever, you don't care. You can see in the video anyway. I'm sure I put pictures. Basically, you're a mother and you're trying to find your children, and somewhere along the way you decide it's a good idea to throw your children around in order to save them. And this sounds like a terrible idea, but it turns out to be awesome. This game is so much fun. It's very cute, and it also has a great soundtrack. It actually a really good soundtrack. While Capsized has a nice soundtrack that kind of goes on with the music, I could see myself just listening to the Offspring Fling soundtrack just for fun. It's so nice. It's so upbeat. It reminds me of Kirby music, honestly, and that always makes me happy. But the puzzles are actually pretty challenging. At first, they'll seem pretty easy, but as you keep playing, they will occasionally be hard to figure out, but in most cases, just be hard to actually carry out. They will involve some timing and little, not only timing, but also being really fast in some cases. And one nice thing that adds a lot of replay value to the game is that there are leaderboards of sorts, and you can see ghosts of other players that do really well as your own ghosts, so you can always try to beat your own scores. This game is really fun. It says it has over 100 levels. I haven't even gotten close to that because I'm having trouble getting beyond 30, I think. But I am definitely going to be spending a lot more time on this one. Um, and I would suggest you try it as well because it's a lot of fun. So I've been obviously getting a lot more into my indie games recently. I think indie games are really cool, just the idea of indie games and how innovative they can be. And I was thinking, where could I go to get all my indie game news? And I've been looking, and I realized that it's been staring me blue in the face. There's an indie game magazine, so I got a subscription to that, and it's pretty cool. I might want to check that out. Um, Subscription is like $10 for 6 magazines, which isn't terrible. That's digital distribution magazines. You can get hard copy too, but that's more expensive. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to be reading those. Those are you get some interesting info and reviews and stuff like that for upcoming and recent indie games. Anyway, that was the latest week in gaming as seen through the eyes of benign chaos. Hope you found something interesting from this. Uh, I'd be interested to hear what you guys think about indie games. What are your favorite indie games? Everybody knows about Cave Story. I've played Cave Story a lot. Probably the one of the first indie games that I really sat down and played. But there are others, and it's unfortunate. The mere fact that they're indie means that they don't get the commercial exposure that a lot of, well, mainstream games, I suppose we'll call them, media games. I don't know what you would call them. Not indie games. They'll get more exposure than your typical indie game. So post in the comments what your favorite indie game is, or what indie game you feel should get more recognition. And you know what? I'll check them out because I want to play more. Anyway, thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, please rate, comment, or subscribe, or any combination of those three. And I hope to see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.